Compress. It's so easy to compress things these days. You put a compressor on the mix bus and you kick the snot out of it. And the next thing you know, you have something that's so compressed that the mastering engineer goes, I can't do anything. You already killed it, I can't do anything. So when you're mixing, control yourself on the compression. How much is control? 2 dB, 3 dB, 4 dB at the very most. At the very most. And the only time I've seen A-list mixers use 4 dB of compression is on an SSL with the SSL compressor, because it has the type of curve that actually sounds good when you hit it that hard. If you're inserting if you're in the box and you're inserting another compressor, be very gentle on it. A dB, dB and a half. One of a friend of mine, Elliot Shiner, some of you might know, he mixes the Eagles and among other people. I can't think of all, but he multi-platinum, multi-Grammy winner. He'll put a Neve compressor across the bus, and it hardly registers. It's 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. That's it. He just likes the sound of it. And if you do it right, everything will come together and sound bigger. So less is more. Do alternate mixes. The major alternate mix that you want is a TV mix. Everybody know what a TV mix is? No, what? Anybody? TV mix? You don't know what a TV mix is? TV mix is a mix without a vocal. Mix minus a vocal. And the reason why is, if you have an artist that's playing on television, make them seem live if they sing live against the track that you have mixed. Sometimes a TV mix might not have a guitar in it, like a lead guitar or something. Sometimes it might not have background vocals. But usually it's just a mix minus one vocal, minus the lead vocal. Why is that important? Well, it comes in handy more times than you'd ever think. Now, for one thing is, right now, one of the biggest things for people to make money, the biggest places, is with music libraries. In other words, having your stuff played on television, having it on a commercial, having it as a background for the NFL, something like that. Well, they don't necessarily want vocals on it. So if you do a TV mix with just the track, a lot of times you can be making money off that where you couldn't before when you had the vocal. So this is really important. Have a TV mix. But wait, here's another reason. Let's say you have some objectionable language. Let's say there's a lyric that just makes people uncomfortable. Or you have a distributor that will say, I love this record, but I can't distribute it with that language. Well, are you going to go back and remix everything without a couple of words? No. The easiest thing is to get your alternate mix, get that second worth of TV mix, and drop it in. So it's not a beep. A beep pisses people off. They hate it when they hear that. But in fact, if it's a TV mix where the word just goes away for a second, you're clear, you're home free. Other alternate mixes that used to be really prevalent but you don't see too often anymore are up and down mixes. Anybody know up and down mixes? No, okay. An up mix, for instance, we'll take the lead vocal and we'll raise it by a half, 3/4 dB, no more than that. And you'd think, wow, that's hardly anything. It makes a big difference. Sometimes it can mean the difference between you hearing the vocal, hearing the lyric, and not. And same thing with the down mix. Sometimes you go, oh man, that just sounds a little hot, if only. So you don't want to go back and remix. So the easiest way is to have that up and down mix. Sometimes there's a lot of them. Now, record labels used to ask for this. They used to give you a list of like 7 mixes that they want. They wanted the regular mix, the TV mix, the up mix, half a dB or 1 dB on lead vocal, the down mix. They want the same thing with the lead guitar, up and down. They want a separate edit for ACR, for instance, for different types of radio. Sometimes they might want more bass, more more bottom end. Sometimes they might want less. Sometimes they might want less guitars. So they'd give you a list, and they'd say, we want these 10 mixes for this song. Now, these can actually help you as well during mastering, believe it or not, if you do these mixes, because there may be a vocal line where you go, I just can't hear that word, if only I could, or I can't hear that phrase. You got an up mix, you just take that little piece in, edit it in, you're done. You don't have to go back. These days of mixing in the box, you see less and less with record labels saying, we demand these 10 mixes. Because what ends up happening is it's just so easy to go back if you're in the box. If you're on a console, the last thing you want to do is go back and mix if you're on a console. So you do as many alternate mixes as you can. And the last thing is check your phase. This is one thing everybody lets go by. T-RackS is terrific for this because you have that phase correlation meter that shows you right away if there's something wrong. Why would it matter? Well, if your left and right channel are out of phase, and you put them together into mono, suddenly the lead vocal goes away. That's not good. Or lead guitar.